Hello everyone, welcome to English Digest.
I am Sam.
And I'm Angeline. Guess what? My favorite season is coming up, summer.
Whoa.
Though it felt like summer probably a month ago thanks to this hot weather, right? A lot of students are looking forward to summer because school's out.
Yes.
How did you used to spend your summers as a student, Sam?
Stay at home.
Okay.
Yeah, video games and comic books or actually learning something. I remember I spent one summer taking French lesson.
Wow. So was it like a 1 month, 2 month course?
Yeah, it's like you go there every day and it's like 4 weeks or 8 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so since I had almost 2 months off from school, I don't know if that's the same in Taiwan. Do you guys get 2 months off
Yes,
during
2
summer
months
vacation?
Off, yes.
Okay. Well, for us, we didn't actually have a lot of homework. In fact, we probably didn't have homework during the summer
that's
vacation.
So nice.
Yeah, so we had a lot of free time during summer vacation. Sometimes I would go back to Singapore for 1 whole month to spend time with my grandparents. And if I didn't, then I would spend a lot of time outdoors, cycling and hiking because in Vancouver, aka Raincouver, we only get good weather in the summer.
Oh, that sounds so nice. For me, it's just too hot in Taiwan. You mean?
It is.
Like the weather here in Taiwan in summer. I remember when I was in high school, I went to water park with my classmates.
Yeah.
I did put on a lot of sunscreen. Still, my feet are burnt.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because I forget my feet.
Yeah, exactly. You have to remember everywhere. Like
Yes.
the most parts that people forget is actually behind their ear or kind of like on top of their ear. And that's where the sun shines directly on you. So yeah, it's important that if you want to do some outdoor activities anywhere, actually, not just in Taiwan, that you actually put some sunscreen on, right?
Yes.
Summer, okay, for the people who are a little bit older and are at the legal age to work is actually a good time to take on a part-time job, right?
Yes, it's really good for like students too.
Yeah,
to earn
take
some
on
extra money.
Exactly, some pocket money, right?
Yeah.
Well, today we're actually going to talk about that. So let's take a look at part A of our translation unit to find out more about part-time work in the summer.
好的，马上呢看到我们 Part A 的单句翻译了。我们今天呢就要来看一下这个暑假的时候打工现在有什么样的趋势呢？他说越来越多学生暑假花时间呢在绿岛打工换取住宿。在这个句子里面呢，注意到了我们是使用现在进行式来说明这个现在正在发生的这个趋势。
Okay, in English, the translation reads, more and more students are spending their summer vacations working part-time jobs on Green Island in exchange for accommodations. Okay, this is rather interesting. Well, Sam, would you work at a hotel so you can stay there for the summer?
I prefer like staying there for the summer and doing nothing. 好，在这边我们看到了我们中文说的花费呢，在英文里面呢其实有3种用法了。我们呢可以使用这个动词 spend、cost 或是 take，但是呢，我们要特别注意到呢，这3个动词使用的时机了。注意到呢，我们的重点呢在主词是人或是事物，还有呢，你花的是钱还是时间了。看到我们这个例句我们这边使用的是 spend 这个字呢，可以用于花费时间或是花费金钱都可以。但是呢，主词必须是人了。注意到它的句型呢，我们可以说人 spend 什么时间，后面做什么事情呢？我们加上一个动名词了。或是呢，你也可以说人 spend 金钱 on something， 你花了多少钱做这件事情。那 cost 呢 ，cost 这个字呢，只能用于花费金钱了。那注意到它的主词必须是物品。用法呢，就是我们物品 cost 人多少钱。The tickets for cruise around the world 航行全世界的船票 cost the couple it's like 500,000 NT dollars.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Well, it is going around the world. How much is 500,000 NT dollars in US dollars? Like, what does 500,000 mean to me? Because I use Canadian currency.
Yeah, it's like, I think 10,000, more than 10,000.
Ah, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
more
Let's
than 10,000,
see.
maybe like 12,000, something
Right,
like
'cause
that, US dollar.
50,000 would be about over 1,000 something US dollars. So,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, that is a lot. But actually, that's probably cheaper to take a cruise around the world than to actually travel by plane.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true. 好，我们呢继续看到呢，还有这个 take 呢，它是只能用于花费时间了。那它的主词呢是可以是人，也可以是事物了。注意到它的句型呢，我们会说 it take 人多少时间呢 to do something， 注意到呢，我们在这边是使用不定词 to 加上原形动词，或者呢，我们也可以说人 take 时间 to do something. It didn't take Rita much time at all to finish her math homework. 丽塔呢，更没花多少时间就完成数学作业了。
She's either very smart or the homework was really easy. Okay, so if you'd like to travel but you don't have the money to do it, you can consider working part-time jobs in exchange for accommodations. Okay, so when you exchange A for B, you're giving or trading A to get B. For example, me and Sam might have a dinner, and maybe I don't really like scallops, so I would ask him, would you like to exchange my scallops for your oysters?
OK, 我们这边有看到这个 exchange 呢是两个人互相交换，我们呢可以使用例句的句型哦。我们这边说 in exchange for something，或者呢你也可以使用动词的 exchange A for B， 用 A 交换 B。Before money became common, people would exchange goods and services for things they needed. 在金钱普及之前呢，人们会用商品及服务呢换取他们需要的东西。
It's kind of interesting. Can you imagine if we didn't have money, if we went back to those days where we would exchange, like, what do you think I could get for my iPhone? It's so interesting to think about how you can exchange goods and services for things, for other things. Well, okay, going back to our unit. When you book a trip, you'll often see the word accommodations, right? That's a word that you guys are probably familiar with. We booked our flight and accommodations on booking.com, for example. So accommodations refer to a place, such as a room in a hotel, where travelers can sleep and find other services like restaurants, gyms, spas. Hotels, hostels, and Airbnbs are different types of accommodations you can book for your trip.
好，在这边呢，我们住宿使用了这个名词呢 accommodations， 注意到呢它是很用复数的咯。那它的动词呢 accommodate， 它的意思是呢说为谁来提供这个住宿或是提供这个空间了。The room accommodates 4 people， 这间房可以住4个人 ，but up to 2 extra beds can be added if needed。但如果需要的话，可以再加2张床。
So pretty much this room can accommodate actually up to 6 people, right? Okay, let's take a look at our second sentence for part A to see why more and more students are choosing to take on part-time jobs at Green Island in exchange for accommodations.
好，我们继续看到了我们这个第二个单句翻译哦。他说呢，对于那些学生来说，这类工作呢是难能可贵的机会，不仅可以获取工作经验，还可以欣赏绿岛当地的风景。在这边呢，我们呢一样继续使用的是现在式，但这边呢我们使用的是现在简单式来描述一个事实。
Okay, in English, the sentence is translated into, for those students, this type of job is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to not only gain work experience, but also admire Green Island's local scenery. Okay, that's certainly true. An opportunity to travel to another place to work and live there is definitely once in a lifetime. So if something happens once in a lifetime, it means it may only happen once in your life or not even at all. It's used to talk about things that rarely happen, like once in a blue moon. I don't know if you guys have heard of that phrase, once in a blue moon.
Why is blue moon?
Blue moon. Okay, so blue moon, I had to read this up, but something about we only have one full moon in 1 month.
Yes.
Right? Okay, and the blue moon would be a second full moon, which rarely happens.
Okay,
yeah, so that's why it's called that's why there's the phrase like once in a blue moon. Okay, so if you're given a once in a lifetime opportunity, you must take advantage of it because not everyone is presented with an opportunity like this. Like for me, I've never been presented with an opportunity to go and live somewhere and then work at the hotel. Yeah, no, it hasn't happened for me. Has it happened for you? It's definitely once in a lifetime.
OK, 我们呢在看到这个复合形容词，他说呢 once in a lifetime， 一生呢只有一次哦，所以呢就它的意思就是引申为难能可贵的、千载难逢的了。那呢你也可以使用这个片语 once in a lifetime， 注意到呢它是没有连字号的，它是一个片语，不是一个单字。那这个 once in a lifetime 呢，你可以置于这个动词，比方说 come。happen, arise 之后呢，我们来表达这个机会呢是一生只有一次的。An event like this happens just once in a lifetime, so don't miss it. OK， 像这样的活动呢，一生仅有一次哦，所以千万不要错过了。
An event that happens once in a lifetime. I can actually think of several that might be true. Like, for example, I went to watch Jay Chou's concert.
Okay.
I feel like that was once in a lifetime because the second time he may perform, I don't even know when it would be. And a lot of the times his concerts actually don't happen in Taipei.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? Yeah, so then that would mean I would have to travel to another country or I would have to travel down south. Do you not have any experiences of once-in-a-lifetime events or things that only happen just once?
Yeah, there's a lot of things happen just once, but I don't like when it happens. I didn't. Maybe like in time, like when it passed, like when I grew up, I knew that it's so precious.
That's
like,
true.
Yeah.
It's almost it only happens in retrospect. Then you realize, oh, I should have taken that opportunity.
Yes.
I didn't know it wouldn't happen again. Yeah. So not only can you gain work experience, but you can admire the beauty of Green Island. That's what you can do if you go to Green Island to work. Not only, but also is a grammar pattern we use very often, right, Sam?
Yes. 好，连接词哦 ，not only A but also B， 这边呢就表示不仅 A 而且 B。注意到呢，我们 A、B 呢必须呢是结构对等的片语或是子句了。那另外呢要注意到这个用法在语义上呢，我们是强调 B 哦，所以呢我们如果是把这个 not only A but also B 当做主词的时候呢，动词变化呢我们会根据 B 来决定。那另外呢，我们也可以将 not only 这个部分呢提到句首哦。那注意到呢，这个时候因为我们 not 在句首了，所以必须变成倒装句。什么意思呢？我们可以看一下例句哦。Not only did Ben win the race, but he also set a new school record. Ben 不仅赢得赛跑，他还创下了学校的新纪录。注意到呢，我们这边 not only 因为呢它移到句首了，所以我们这边变成 did Ben。这边呢，我们就有一个倒装的用法。在这个 not only but also 这个用法呢，放到句首的时候要特别注意。
Okay, and then we also saw the word admire, right? It can be replaced with the words appreciate and take in. They all have the same meaning. For example, many tourists climb to the top of this hill to take in the beauty of the city.
中文呢，我们说欣赏或是观赏什么东西呢，我们就可以使用这个动词。我们可以说这个 admire、appreciate 或是 take in， 它们意思呢都是这个欣赏的意思哦。Emily walked slowly through the old town, taking in all the sights. 艾米丽呢，在这个旧城镇中缓缓的散步，欣赏所有的景色。
I actually like walking through old towns. An old town in Taipei that's kind of not really Taipei, Jiufen is considered an old town, right? Yeah. Okay, so have you been to Green Island? Have you, Sam?
No.
No, I heard it's a great place to dive and to snorkel. Apparently, some of Taiwan's most well-preserved coral reefs can be found there. You can also find Taiwan's only saltwater hot spring there. Apparently, saltwater hot springs are very rare. Japan and Italy are the only two other places where you can find these springs.
Whoa, I didn't know that. Okay, I've never been to Green Island. Now I really have to.
Yeah, it sounds like I also must visit Green Island at least once in my lifetime, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, before we continue with our lesson, let us take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Okay, welcome back, guys. Now let's now move on to part B of our unit and take a look at the first sentence.
好，马上呢看到我们 Part B 的单句翻译了。我们要翻译的句子呢，就是许多以游客为导向的农场哦，标榜与动物近距离接触的特色，但在某些农场，动物呢并没有受到适当的照顾。在这边呢提醒大家了，因为我们现在描述一个现在正在发生的事实，所以我们这边使用现在简单式。
Okay, so the above sentence is translated to, a lot of tourist-focused farms feature close contact with animals, but at some farms, the animals don't receive proper care. Okay, so a good example of a farm that gives you an opportunity to be in close contact with animals is a petting zoo. Have you guys heard of a petting zoo before? It can be part of a zoo or a farm where the more tamer or the calmer animals can roam around and humans can go up to them, feed them, pet them, or ride them, okay? So animals that you would likely see in a petting zoo might be horses. I actually saw a llama one time.
That's
farm.
so nice.
They're very calm. I'm sure you've heard of one of the biggest attractions in Thailand, right? Is to ride on an elephant. Right?
Yes.
We would call these tourist-focused farms because its focus is to attract tourists to the city or to that farm.
这些句子我们看到这边呢，说这个 tourist farm 就是呢这个以吸引这些观光游客为主的这个农场。那在这边呢，我们可以看到一些这个比方说像刚刚 Angelina 老师提到的 petting zoo， 就是呢在这个动物园里面呢，你不只是看动物，你还可以跟它亲近，跟它一起玩。那这些动物呢，通常是比较怎么样 tame， 它是呢比较这个温驯的不是这个太激烈。比方说你可能会看到这个很可爱的，像是兔子啦、马啦，或者是像这个草泥马啦等等但是羊驼，但是呢，你可能不会看到这个像是什么老虎啦、狮子这种，在这些凶猛的动物、有危险的动物呢，你大概就不会在这个 petting zoo 里面看到了。所以我们这边讲的这个农场呢，它不是一般的农场它是以这个观光游客、以吸引游客为导向的一个农场。那以什么东西为导向，或是以什么东西为重心呢？我们就可以使用这个复合形容词。我们呢可以用一个这个名词后面用一个连字连接 focused 这个动词呢就表示聚焦在什么事情上面，所以聚焦在前面这个名词，我们就可以把它变成一个复合形容词，或者我们也可以用一个名词加上 centered 就是中心所以以什么为中心。那呢我们可以看一下这个例句就更了解了。比方说呢 Miss Walker uses a student-centered approach so her students can take charge of their own learning。 而沃克老师呢使用这个以学生为主的方法，让他的学生能够自主学习。在这边呢我们看到这个复合形容词就是名词 student 用一个这个连字连起来，后面 centered student-centered 以学生为中心的。
So what draws people to these farms is not just the fact that they can see elephants. I'm talking about the elephant farm in Thailand, but that it features close contact with animals, right? Close contact. So you can probably see an elephant at your local zoo, but not a lot of farms or zoos allow you to actually touch or even ride the elephants, right?
OK， 这个句子呢，我们讲到了这个农场呢，可以以近距离接近动物为特色。那呢，我们如果说 A 以 B 为特色，或是 B 是 A 的特色我们就可以使用几个方法了。首先呢，你可以用这个 feature A feature B， 或是呢 A is characterized by B 这个动词的用法，或是呢，我们也可以使用这个名词的 B is a feature of A，B 是 A 的特色，或是呢。这边的这个 feature 这个名词呢，我们也可以换成 trait 或是呢 characteristic 名词的用法。那呢，我们也可以使用另外一种用法是搭配形容词了。你可以说 B is characteristic， 或是呢 B is typical of A， 这个 B 是 A 的特色，或是呢 A 以 B 为特色。
Okay. Of course, this doesn't come without criticism, right? These elephant rides that are very popular in Thailand. A lot of animal rights activists think this is very cruel, okay? What's more, a lot of these animals are not given proper care and may even be subject to abuse. So basically, you're training an elephant to take on passengers, something that is unnatural for them, okay? This doesn't happen naturally for them. They don't give us humans rides on their back. The proper care they are denied, okay, usually includes nutritious food, adequate water, and needed veterinary care. Okay, so that means they might need treatment, medical treatment, but they are not getting it.
中文呢我们讲说这个适当的比方说呢我们讲说这些动物没有获得适当的照顾，但英文里面呢我们必须要看是什么东西适当来选择这个适合的形容词了。比方说呢像是 proper 跟 appropriate 这些呢形容词呢我们都会翻译为适当，但是呢它是偏向于描述某个行为是不是妥当了。那 suitable 这个字呢它只是偏向这个事物呢是不是适合于某个目的了。那在这个范例的句子当中呢，我们说明是动物没有受到妥善的照顾，我们是表示说这个照顾这个行为并不完善，并不妥当，所以呢我们在这边是使用 proper 或是 appropriate 来形容呢这个照顾这个行为是不妥当的。那呢我们可以再看一下 suitable 要怎么造句呢？ I think Mandy is more suitable for the job than any of the other applicants、我觉得呢曼蒂比其他求职者呢都更适合这份工作。注意到我们是 suitable for 是表示说这个东西呢这个人是适合的，适用于什么目的什么事情上面。
So it might seem harmless to ride an elephant, but if you actually look into what goes behind getting a wild animal to take you for a ride, you'll realize just how cruel elephant rides are. Okay, so a lot of these elephants, they're actually abducted from their families. That means they're taken away from their families, usually when they're very, very young, because that's the best way to train an animal is starting from young, right? And they are held in captivity. That means they are not free to roam around wherever they want. They can't go back and find their mom and dad whenever they want. They're usually chained up, okay? Now, trainers, they use violence and domination to train the elephants to ferry tourists, even paint pictures and perform other tricks, okay? These tricks are usually not very natural for them either. So it's no surprise activists are angry about this. Now, let's take a look at sentence 2 in part B to find out more.
好，我们继续这个单句1，我们来看到这个第二个句子怎么翻译了。他说呢，动保团体正呼吁当地政府采取措施遏制那种虐待行为在这边我们讲是虐待我们刚刚讲的这些农场里面的动物。那在这边呢，我们使用的是现在进行式来表达这个正在发生的事情这些动保团体正在呼吁。
Okay, in English, the sentence is translated to, animal protection organizations are calling upon local governments to take measures to combat the abuse. Okay, so animal protection organizations like PETA, I don't know if you guys have heard of that, which is short for People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. Well, they try to educate the public about what really happens to animals held captive in tourist attraction parks. And they do this to discourage people from going to these places, okay? So when fewer tourists visit these places, these parks will no longer be considered tourist attractions and they will be forced to shut down. So animal protection organizations also need the help of the government to do something about it. So they can bring this to the government's attention and call upon them to stop the abuse.
在这边呢，我们这个动保团体，比方说像刚刚Angeline老师举例的这个 PETA 就是一个动保团体。那呢，他们在怎么样呢？他们在 calling upon， 他们在呼吁或是要求谁来做什么事情。这个句型呢，我们可以用 call upon 或是 call on somebody， 后面呢加上一个不定词 to， 再加上原形动词。来这个呼吁谁，来要求谁来做什么事情。那呼吁或是要求某件事情呢，我们如果后面要加的是这个名词的话，我们可以直接使用 call for 这个动词片语Several city council members 有好几位市议员要求什么呢 ？Call for the mayor's resignation， 要求市长来辞职了。在这边呢，我们是 call for 后面直接加上这个事情市场辞职的这件事情。
And in the sentence, we also saw the phrase take measures. Now, it's a very useful sentence, so you might want to make note of it. It means to take action, to achieve a particular purpose.
采取什么措施呢？我们可以说 take measures. Measures 在这边呢，就表示这个措施、这个举动的意思。那预防性措施呢，我们可以搭配的是形容词比方说我们可以说这个 precautionary 或是 preventive， 预防性的，后面再加上 major。We need to take preventive measures to reduce damage from the coming typhoon. 我们需要采取预防性措施，以减少即将到来的台风所带来的伤害。
Okay, so the easiest way to combat this animal abuse is to shut down these farms and make them illegal, right? The word combat means to try to stop something from happening or getting worse. For example, researchers are working hard to find a vaccine to combat the infection.
OK， 中文呢说遏制英文呢我们就可以使用动词 combat。OK，combat 这个字呢，我们很常的是搭配这个一些名词，比方说呢，像是 combat crime，OK， 遏制犯罪，或者我们可以 combat inflation，OK， 遏制这个通货膨胀，或者呢还有像是这个 combat racism， 这个停止这个种族歧视等等。那 combat 这个字呢，常常见于这个新闻报道To combat false information about the upcoming election, this website now has a fact-checking feature。OK， 为了遏制呢有关即将到来的选举的假消息了，这个网站现在有事实验证的功能咯。
Okay, so unfortunately, we live in a world where abuse happens, okay? So to abuse means to treat a person or animal in a harsh or harmful way. And you may hear on the news of parents abusing their children or people abusing their pets or dogs or cats. Abuse can take on different forms, actually. A person can be physically abusive. That means they may punch or kick a child. There's also verbal abuse, name-calling, harshly criticizing someone, or just speaking down to someone are examples of this. Now, psychological abuse involves attempts to frighten, control, or isolate a person. So there are very many different forms of abuse that may go on.
OK， 虐待呢，我们可以使用这个名词 abuse， 或者呢，我们也可以说这个 mistreatment。OK，treatment 就是对待，那 mistreatment 就是不好的对待，所以就是虐待了。那我们可以搭配的动词呢是 suffer， 表示呢你是遭受虐待，因为这个虐待而受苦了。The child suffered years of mistreatment by her parents before she was rescued. OK， 被拯救之前呢，那名孩童遭受了好几年父母对她的虐待哦。
I'm glad she was rescued.
Yeah.
That's not usually the case for every child who's abused. Okay, so, just like children, animals cannot speak up for themselves. So that is why animal activists work so hard to protect them. And that is why we should also do our part. Make sure we do a lot of research before we go to farms that have animals to make sure that they're actually given proper care.
Yeah, one thing I would do is when I buy like cosmetics.
I see, yeah.
Yeah, I will see if it's
animal tested?
Yes.
Not tested on animals.
Yes,
that's true. That's one way we can protect animals. I guess there's also a lot of people who choose not to eat meat, okay, people who are vegan. That's another way to combat animal abuse. It's another way that people use to help animals. Okay, we'll take a quick break before we come back and talk to you. Unit 7, Translation, June 11th. More and more students are spending their summer vacations working part-time jobs on Green Island in exchange for accommodations. For those students, this type of job is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to not only gain work experience, but also admire Green Island's local scenery. A lot of tourist-focused farms feature close contact with animals, but at some farms, the animals don't receive proper care. Animal protection organizations are calling upon local governments to take measures to combat the abuse. I think just in general, just being educated, not being ignorant about it.
Yes.
Okay, so just, fact-checking before you go to a farm, just to make sure that they're doing what they should do to protect the animals. That's a very good way to, combat animal abuse.
Yes.
So yeah, that was kind of we kind of left off with a very heavy topic. I don't know, I get kind of sensitive when it comes to animal abuse. I don't know if that's true for you. Do you?
Yes,
I'm very affected by animal abuse.
Yeah, but I think another topic is like these people in Thailand, when they're training these elephants, actually this is like the way they make a living.
Yes.
Yeah, so
there's another argument to this.
Yes. They are, I think like education and not to be ignorant.
Yeah. So I mean, this is probably the way that they know to make money, and this is all that they know. But there's another way that we can try to I guess you can say, like, they can still have this job where they're training elephants. They don't have to be abusive about it.
Yes.
There are these elephant sanctuaries. I don't know if you've heard of them, but there are elephant sanctuaries in Thailand. And that's where you can actually go and kind of take care of the elephant.
Okay.
So
nice.
it's not a abusive way to make money, I guess you can say. They're not abusing the animals. They're not treating the animals poorly. But at the same time, they are making money out of it, maybe through donations or
that sounds
that kind
more
of thing.
healthy.
Yeah. So there are ways that we can protect the animals and also protect, people's way of living and the way that they, make a living. So you just need to be educated about it. Yeah. Okay, so we've come to the end of our episode for today. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Angeline.
This is Sam.
Goodbye.
Bye.